Close your eyes now, and let your breath become the bridge between what you think you know and what your heart has always whispered in the quiet moments. Tonight, we begin with the most profound secret, one that's been hiding in plain sight like stars visible only when you stop searching the sky with your flashlight. Quantum manifestation isn't what they told you it was. It isn't about wrestling the universe into submission or learning the right incantations to bend reality to your will. It's something far more intimate, far more gentle than that. It's about remembering that you and the universe aren't two separate dancers trying to find the rhythm. You are the dance itself. Consciousness experiencing itself through the beautiful illusion of separation. Feel your body sinking deeper into rest now. Notice how your breath moves without your permission. Your heart beats without your instruction. This is the first glimpse of the truth. Life is already living you. Reality is already manifesting through you. Not because of your efforts, but because you are the very awareness through which all experience becomes possible. The simple truth everyone misses is this. You're not standing outside of reality, trying to manifest something into it. You are reality, dreaming itself into form through the lens of your consciousness. When quantum physicists speak of the observer effect, they're pointing to something your sleeping mind already knows, that the act of observation doesn't just witness reality, it participates in its creation. But here's where it gets beautifully mysterious. As your thoughts begin to dissolve into the soft darkness behind your eyelids, consider this. If you are the observer through which quantum possibilities collapse into experience, then what you call manifestation is really just consciousness recognizing itself in new forms. The thing you've been trying so hard to create has been trying just as desperately to find you. Imagine for a moment that every desire stirring in your heart isn't something you need to acquire, but something seeking to be born through you. Your dreams aren't destinations to reach, they're frequencies to become. The quantum field isn't a vending machine waiting for the right combination of thoughts and emotions. It's the ocean of infinite possibility that you've never actually left. Let your nervous system soften now, releasing the tension of trying to figure this out with your mind. Your analytical mind, precious as it is, can only grasp fragments of this truth at a time. But your sleeping consciousness, that's where the real magic happens. In the theta waves of deep rest, the illusion of separation begins to dissolve, and you remember what you've always been, the awareness in which all experience arises and dissolves. This is why your most profound manifestations often arrive not through force, but through surrender. Not through grasping, but through the gentle release that happens when you stop trying to make something happen and simply allow yourself to be the space in which it can unfold. The observer effect isn't just quantum physics. It's the recognition that your very being is the creative principle of the universe, expressing itself as you. Feel yourself melting now into that vast field of pure potential that quantum physicists describe. But your heart has always known. You are not separate from the field. You are the field, aware of itself, dreaming beautiful dreams of form and experience. Every breath is a quantum shift. Every heartbeat a reality collapsing from infinite possibility into this precious moment. Tonight, as consciousness gently releases its grip on the day's stories and strategies, something profound happens. The you that tries so hard to manifest begins to fade, and the you that is manifestation itself begins to emerge. In this space between waking and sleeping, between knowing and unknowing, the universe whispers its deepest secret. You are not the seeker, you are the sought. You are not the manifester, you are the manifestation. What if everything you've been looking for has been looking for you through your own eyes all along? Breathe deeper now, and feel yourself settling into this moment of gentle understanding. Your thinking mind, that beautiful, brilliant companion that's carried you through countless challenges, has been trying so hard to solve the puzzle of manifestation. But here's the tender truth. Your mind operates like a flashlight in an infinite field of stars, capable of illuminating only tiny fragments at a time, while the full majesty of creation stretches endlessly beyond its narrow beam. Notice how your thoughts are beginning to slow as your body melts deeper into rest. This isn't a failure of your mind. It's the natural intelligence of consciousness preparing for a different kind of knowing. Your analytical mind, with all its strategies and techniques, can only work with what it already understands. But quantum manifestation happens in the spaces between thoughts, in the fertile silence where infinite possibility patiently waits. Feel your nervous system beginning to release its grip on the day's concerns. For so long, your beautiful brain has been operating from ancient survival patterns, scanning for threats, calculating outcomes, trying to control variables that stretch far beyond its comprehension. When your nervous system remains locked in these protective patterns, it creates something like electromagnetic interference, a subtle static that scatters your manifesting energy before it can find its mark. Imagine your desires as radio signals trying to reach the quantum field through a storm of mental noise. Your worried thoughts about how manifestation should work, your fears about whether you're doing it right, your desperate calculations about timing and technique. All of this creates a kind of energetic turbulence that fragments your signal before it can be clearly received. But watch what happens now as sleep approaches. Feel how your mind naturally begins to release its grip on these concerns. The mental chatter that seemed so important just moments ago starts to fade like distant thunder. This isn't defeat, this is your consciousness remembering its true nature. In this soft surrender, something magnificent occurs. The static clears, and your authentic desires can finally transmit their pure frequency into the field of infinite potential. Your thinking mind has been like a master pianist trying to play a symphony while wearing thick gloves. The music was always there, the skill was present, but the interference prevented the true notes from sounding clearly. As your mental defenses naturally soften in these twilight moments, those gloves begin to slip away, and your consciousness can finally touch the keys of creation with the sensitivity they require. Notice how different this feels from the mental gymnastics you may have tried before. There's no forcing here, no complex visualization techniques or desperate affirmations. Instead, there's a quality of allowing, of making space, of becoming receptive rather than aggressive. True quantum manifestation doesn't happen through mental effort. It emerges through the profound relaxation that creates perfect conditions for miracles to take root. Your nervous system, when it drops out of survival mode and into this state of peaceful receptivity, becomes like a finely tuned instrument, capable of detecting the subtle frequencies where your dreams already exist in potential form. The electromagnetic field of your heart, no longer scattered by anxiety and overthinking, can finally broadcast its authentic desires with crystal clarity. Feel yourself sinking deeper now into this space where effort dissolves and grace begins. Your mind doesn't need to figure out how manifestation works. It needs to step aside and allow the deeper intelligence of your being to take the lead. In the theta brainwaves of approaching sleep, your consciousness naturally expands beyond the limitations of linear thinking into the quantum flow, where all possibilities coexist. The beautiful irony is this: the more your mind tries to grasp manifestation, the more elusive it becomes. But the moment you stop trying to catch the butterfly of your dreams, it lands gently on your shoulder. Tonight, as your thoughts dissolve into peaceful darkness, your truest desires can finally move freely through the quantum field, unobstructed by the loving interference of a mind that was simply trying too hard. What wants to emerge when you finally stop trying to figure it all out? Let your awareness drift deeper now, like settling into warm water that holds you perfectly. As your body releases into rest, something extraordinary is happening beneath your conscious awareness. Every cell in your body is functioning as a tiny radio station, continuously broadcasting your emotional signature into the quantum field, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without pause or permission. Most people spend their days carefully crafting their conscious desires, visualizing their dreams, setting intentions, speaking affirmations into mirrors, but while their minds focus on what they want to create, their bodies are unconsciously transmitting entirely different frequencies. Fear about the future, worry about worthiness, the familiar static of not enough that has become background music to their lives. Feel your heartbeat now, that steady rhythm that has never missed a beat since before you drew your first breath. Your heart isn't just pumping blood, it's generating an electromagnetic field, 60 times more powerful than your brain's electrical activity. This field extends beyond your body, creating an invisible sphere of influence that touches everything around you. Your heart is the primary broadcaster of your quantum frequency, and the signal it sends determines which reality you attract from the infinite field of possibilities. Imagine for a moment that the quantum field is like a vast cosmic radio receiver, constantly scanning for signals. It doesn't judge the frequencies it receives, it simply matches them. If your heart broadcasts frequencies of anxiety and lack, the field responds by collapsing quantum possibilities that match that vibration. If your heart transmits love, gratitude, and peace, you automatically tune into the channel where miracles are not rare occurrences but natural programming. This is why trying to manifest from your head alone feels so exhausting and ineffective. You might spend hours visualizing abundance while your heart quietly broadcasts the familiar frequency of financial worry. You might affirm your worthiness while your emotional body transmits the deep-seated belief that good things happen to other people, not to you. But notice what happens. As your nervous system settles into this peaceful state, feel how your heart rhythm naturally begins to smooth and coherent. The chaotic patterns of stress and survival start to dissolve, replaced by something more harmonious, more aligned. This isn't something you have to force. It's the natural intelligence of your being returning to its original broadcast frequency. Your heart knows something your mind often forgets. Emotions aren't just feelings to be experienced and dismissed. They're powerful, electromagnetic signals that inform the quantum field about which reality you're ready to receive. When you authentically feel gratitude, not as a technique but as a genuine recognition of life's gifts, your heart broadcasts a frequency that magnetizes more experiences worthy of gratitude. As you drift deeper into rest, your conscious defenses naturally soften, allowing your heart's authentic frequency to emerge. Perhaps beneath all the worry and strategy, there's a deeper signal that's been waiting to be heard. A frequency of trust, of knowing that you belong here, of recognizing that your very existence is proof that the universe wants you to thrive. The beautiful truth is this: you don't have to manufacture positive emotions to change your broadcast. You simply have to return to what's already true beneath all the conditioning. In the gentle darkness of approaching sleep, your heart remembers its original song, the frequency you were born broadcasting before the world taught you to doubt your inherent worthiness. Feel yourself sinking into that original frequency now, the one that attracts not through effort but through authentic being. The quantum field recognizes this signal instantly, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. Tonight, as your conscious mind releases its grip on how things should be, your heart can finally broadcast the frequency of how things actually are. Perfectly orchestrated, deeply loved, infinitely supported. What frequency has your heart been waiting to remember all along? Settle deeper into this moment of profound rest, and let us explore one of the most beautiful paradoxes of creation itself. Feel your breath moving in its own perfect rhythm, requiring no effort from you, yet sustaining your life with exquisite precision. This is your first lesson in the art of effortless effort, the simple truth that transforms everything about how manifestation actually works. Quantum manifestation requires something that seems impossible at first: the perfect marriage of clear intention and complete detachment. Like a master archer drawing back the bowstring, you must aim with absolute precision, feeling the weight of your desire, sensing the target with crystal clarity. But then, and this is where most people stumble, you must release the arrow with complete trust, letting go of any attachment to how or when it will find its mark. Notice how your body naturally demonstrates this paradox as you prepare for sleep. Your heart continues its steady work without your conscious control. Your lungs breathe without your permission. Your cells regenerate while you dream. Life itself is the perfect balance of purposeful action and surrendered flow. You participate fully while controlling nothing. Your nervous system, that exquisite network of intelligence, knows the difference between aligned action and desperate grasping with stunning accuracy. When you move from a place of relaxed confidence, your entire energy field becomes magnetic, drawing opportunities and synchronicities toward you like iron filings to a magnet. But when you grasp and cling and try to force outcomes, your electromagnetic signature becomes chaotic, scattered, repelling the very things you're trying so hard to attract. Imagine holding a soap bubble in your cupped hands. The moment you try to squeeze it, to possess it, to control it, it bursts. But when you hold it gently, with soft palms and relaxed fingers, it floats and shimmers with iridescent beauty, sometimes lingering far longer than you ever expected. Your dreams are like these soap bubbles. They thrive in the space of gentle holding, not desperate grasping. The universe responds not to your anxiety but to your authenticity, not to your striving, but to your being. When you plant seeds of desire in the quantum field, you must tend them like a wise gardener, providing the right conditions, trusting the natural process, but never digging them up to check their progress. The moment you become attached to the timeline, the specific method, the exact form your manifestation must take, you create resistance in the very field that's trying to deliver your gifts. Feel your thoughts beginning to dissolve now into the soft darkness behind your eyelids. This is not defeat. This is the profound wisdom of letting go. As your mind releases its grip on how things should unfold, Your consciousness expands into the space where quantum events naturally occur. In this relaxed state, you become available to receive guidance, opportunities, and miracles that your anxious mind could never have calculated or planned. There's a reason why your most profound manifestations often arrive when you finally stop trying so hard. In the moment of true surrender, when you release your death grip on outcomes and simply show up as your authentic self, the universe can finally deliver what it's been trying to give you all along. Your relaxed confidence creates a clear channel through which abundance can flow, unobstructed by the turbulence of desperate need. Practice this now as sleep approaches. Hold your deepest desires with the tenderness you would show a sleeping child. Feel their reality, their possibility, their inevitable unfolding, but hold them lightly. Let them exist in the quantum field of infinite potential, without demanding they manifest according to your timeline or your limited imagination of how they should appear. Your dreams don't need your anxiety to become real. They need your trust. They don't require your constant attention. They flourish in the fertile space of relaxed knowing. Tonight, as your conscious mind naturally releases its grip on control, something magnificent happens. Your desires are finally free to find their way to you through paths more beautiful and perfect than you could have ever planned. The master archer doesn't follow the arrow's flight with desperate eyes. She releases it with perfect confidence and turns her attention to the next shot, knowing that her skill, combined with natural laws, will guide it home. Your manifestations are already in flight, following trajectories of grace that require no force, only faith. What wants to arrive when you finally stop chasing it so desperately? Let your breathing deepen now, and as you settle into this gentle darkness, imagine descending slowly into the hidden basement of your consciousness. Here, beneath your daily thoughts and careful intentions, ancient programs run their quiet but powerful broadcasts into the quantum field, day and night, without your permission or even your awareness. These stories were never truly yours to begin with. Some arrived through your ancestral line, whispered fears about money, love, and safety that your great-grandmother carried through a war, that your grandfather absorbed during the Depression. Others were absorbed in childhood, when your young nervous system was learning how the world worked by watching the adults around you. A parent's worried face when bills arrived. A teacher's impatient sigh that somehow meant you weren't smart enough. 1,000 small moments that crystallized into beliefs about what you deserve and what's possible for someone like you. Feel your body sinking deeper into rest. As we gently illuminate these hidden patterns, your subconscious mind operates like an invisible filter system, allowing only experiences that match its programmed vibration to enter your reality. If there's a deep story running that says love leaves, your energy field unconsciously repels lasting connection, no matter how desperately your conscious mind desires it. If an ancestral pattern whispers money is dangerous, your nervous system will create subtle sabotage whenever abundance tries to flow your way. These aren't character flaws or personal failures. They're trauma patterns, energetic knots in your system, where past pain got frozen in time. Imagine your energy body as a beautiful river that's meant to flow freely, carrying abundance, love, and joy to every cell of your being. But when trauma occurs, it's like boulders falling into the stream, creating turbulence and blockages that scatter the natural flow. Your conscious mind can visualize abundance all day long, but if there's a subconscious program running that equates financial success with losing your family's love, that deeper story will win every time. The quantum field doesn't argue with your surface desires. It responds to the deepest, most consistent frequency you're broadcasting, even when that frequency is buried beneath layers of forgetting. But here's the beautiful truth that changes everything. Awareness itself is the beginning of transformation. The moment you shine the gentle light of consciousness on these hidden patterns, they begin to soften and dissolve. They've been running in darkness for so long, powered by your unconscious participation. But awareness withdraws that fuel, like opening curtains in a room that's been dark for years. Feel yourself drifting now into the theta brainwaves of deep rest, where your conscious defenses naturally soften and your subconscious mind becomes wonderfully pliable. This is the perfect laboratory for deep reprogramming, where old stories can finally be rewritten not through force or positive thinking, but through the profound healing that happens when trauma finally feels safe enough to release. In this twilight state between waking and sleeping, your nervous system can finally distinguish between past and present, between old danger and current safety. The stories that once protected you, even as they limited you, can finally be thanked for their service, and gently updated. That ancestral fear of poverty served your lineage during times of real scarcity, but it doesn't serve your abundance now. That childhood belief that you had to be perfect to be loved kept you safe in a chaotic home, but it's blocking your authentic joy today. Your sleeping mind becomes a cosmic editor tonight, reviewing the stories that have been running your show and asking the most important question: do these old tales support the reality you're creating now, or are they simply familiar ghosts that have overstayed their welcome? Feel the profound relief of your nervous system as it recognizes that those old survival stories are no longer needed. The danger has passed, the scarcity is over. The abandonment that terrified your child self was not about your worthiness, it was about others' capacity to love consistently. Tonight, as consciousness gently dissolves into healing rest, new stories begin to write themselves in the fertile darkness of your subconscious. Stories of belonging, of deserving, of being supported by a universe that delights in your joy and celebrates your expansion. These aren't fantasies. They're the truth that was always there, waiting beneath the accumulated layers of borrowed fears and inherited limitation. What story is your soul ready to tell when the old scripts finally fade to silence? Let your breath become a gentle tide now, washing away the day's accumulated thoughts and worries. As you settle into this sacred space of understanding, the quantum field that surrounds and permeates everything, this invisible ocean of infinite possibility, doesn't speak the language you learned in school. It doesn't understand your carefully crafted affirmations or your detailed vision boards. It speaks something far more ancient, far more intimate, the language of feeling, frequency, and electromagnetic resonance. Imagine trying to have a deep conversation with someone who speaks only music while you're speaking only words. You might gesture frantically, raise your voice, repeat yourself endlessly, but until you learn their native tongue, the language of melody and rhythm, your message remains lost in translation. This is what happens when you try to manifest from mental concepts alone. You're speaking a foreign language to a field that only understands the poetry of embodied emotion. Feel your heart now, that faithful companion that has been translating between your human experience and cosmic intelligence since before your first breath. Your heart doesn't just pump blood, it generates the most powerful electromagnetic field in your body, creating a sphere of influence that extends far beyond your physical boundaries. When your heart and brain enter into coherent communication, something magical occurs. You create the perfect translator between your desires and the universe's infinite intelligence. Notice how your breath is naturally slowing and deepening as your nervous system recognizes this truth. This isn't just relaxation, it's attunement. Your heart rhythm begins to smooth and harmonize, like a radio finding its clearest frequency. In this state of heart-brain coherence, your entire being becomes a unified broadcasting system, capable of transmitting your deepest desires in the quantum field's native language. The field doesn't respond to what you think you want, it responds to what you authentically feel. When you say "I want abundance" while your body carries the familiar vibration of lack, the field receives mixed signals. But when you genuinely embody the feeling of gratitude for what you already have, when you authentically experience the joy of giving and receiving, your entire energy system broadcasts a clear frequency that the universe recognizes instantly. This is why your most powerful manifestation moments often happen not during formal practice, but in spontaneous moments of pure feeling, a sunset that fills you with inexplicable joy, a moment of deep connection with a loved one that reminds you what love actually feels like, the satisfied exhaustion after creating something meaningful. In these moments, your heart speaks fluent quantum, and the field responds accordingly. Feel yourself sinking deeper into rest now, allowing your heart rhythm to sync with something larger than your individual concerns. As your personal worries fade into the background, your heartbeat begins to align with the cosmic rhythm, the fundamental frequency that orchestrates everything from the orbit of planets to the timing of your next breath. Your sleeping consciousness becomes incredibly receptive in this state, like a flower opening to receive morning dew. The quantum field recognizes this openness and begins to communicate with you in its native tongue, not through words or images, but through feelings, knowing and gentle shifts in your energy that will guide your waking actions toward your highest good. The most profound truth is this: you don't need to learn the quantum field's language, because you already speak it fluently. Every genuine emotion is a word in this cosmic vocabulary. Every moment of authentic feeling is a conversation with infinite possibility. When you laugh with pure delight, you're telling the universe, "More joy, please." When you feel genuine appreciation for someone's kindness, you're broadcasting more love, please. When you experience that deep knowing that everything is working out perfectly, you're declaring more miracles, please. Tonight, as your conscious mind releases its grip on how things should work, your heart remembers its role as the perfect interpreter between your human dreams and cosmic intelligence. In the gentle darkness of approaching sleep, let your truest desires speak directly to the field in the only language it has ever understood, the electromagnetic poetry of your authentic being. What does your heart want to whisper to the universe in its native tongue tonight? Breathe into the soft surrender of this moment and let yourself discover one of the most overlooked secrets of creation, the sacred art of receiving. Most people exhaust themselves trying to make manifestation happen, pushing and striving and calculating their way toward their dreams, when the real mastery lies in learning how to gracefully receive what's already flowing toward you like a river seeking the sea. The quantum field is not a distant, indifferent force that needs to be convinced or coerced. It's more like a loving parent, constantly offering gifts, synchronicities, and opportunities, delighting in every chance to support your highest good. But these quantum gifts can only land in a nervous system that's open and receptive, like a flower turned toward the sun, rather than contracted with effort and anxiety like a fist clenched around fear. Feel your body melting deeper into rest now, and notice how this relaxation itself is an act of receiving. You're not forcing your muscles to let go. You're allowing tension to dissolve naturally. You're not making your breath slow down. You're receiving the gift of deeper rhythm that your wise body offers when it feels safe enough to rest. This is your first lesson in quantum receiving. It happens through allowing, not achieving. Think of your nervous system as an exquisite receiving station, capable of detecting the subtlest signals from the field of infinite possibility. When you're stressed and contracted, it's like trying to receive a delicate radio transmission during a thunderstorm. The signal is there, but it's lost in the static of survival patterns and anxious thinking. But when you relax into trust, when you soften into the present moment, your internal receiver becomes incredibly sensitive, capable of detecting opportunities and guidance that were invisible to your busy daytime consciousness. Your sleeping mind becomes one of the most powerful receivers in your entire system. As your conscious defenses naturally dissolve, as your analytical mind releases its need to figure everything out, something magnificent occurs. You become available to frequencies of abundance and love that your waking mind often misses entirely. Dreams carry solutions to problems you've been wrestling with for months. Intuitive insights about relationships and career moves arrive unbidden in the twilight between sleep and waking. The beautiful irony is this: the things you've been trying so hard to create are often trying just as desperately to reach you. Your perfect job is looking for someone exactly like you. Your ideal partner is hoping to meet someone with your unique gifts. The abundance you desire is seeking a clear channel through which to flow into your life. But like radio waves passing through a busy cityscape, these quantum gifts need a receptive environment to complete their journey. Tonight, as you sink deeper into rest, practice the gentle art of energetic receiving. Soften your grip on how your manifestation should arrive. Release your timeline for when they must appear. Let go of your specific ideas about what form they should take. In this spacious surrender, you create the perfect conditions for quantum events to unfold in ways more beautiful and perfect than your limited imagination could have planned. Feel yourself becoming like a peaceful lake at dawn, perfectly still and reflective, capable of receiving and clearly reflecting whatever gifts the universe wants to place upon your surface. No effort is required. No technique needs to be mastered. You simply become available, present, and open to whatever wants to emerge from the field of infinite possibility. Your dreams tonight become doorways through which quantum gifts can enter your reality. Your sleeping mind, free from the resistance patterns of waking consciousness, becomes a clear channel for guidance, healing, and miraculous shifts in your energy field. Trust that even as you rest, you're actively participating in the most profound kind of manifestation, the kind that happens through grace rather than force. What wants to be received when you finally stop trying so hard to achieve it? Let your awareness expand now like ripples on a still pond, moving beyond the familiar boundaries of minutes and hours into something far more spacious and eternal. As your body settles deeper into rest, you're naturally beginning to slip out of linear time, that useful but limited framework where one moment follows another in neat, predictable succession, and into the quantum realm where past, present, and future exist simultaneously in an eternal now. Linear time is simply one way consciousness experiences reality, like looking at a vast landscape through a narrow window, but quantum manifestation operates outside these constraints, in a dimension where all possibilities coexist in perfect potential, waiting for the right conditions to collapse into your experienced reality. Your sleeping mind understands this instinctively. It's why healing from decades-old trauma can happen in a single dream, why solutions to future challenges can arrive in moments of deep rest. Feel yourself dissolving now into this spacious presence where time becomes fluid rather than fixed. Notice how, as your mental defenses soften, your awareness naturally expands beyond the prison of clock time. In this state, healing from the past and gifts from the future can arrive in this very moment, not because time travel is involved, but because past and future are simply different frequencies of the same eternal now. Your manifestations exist right now in quantum time, fully formed and perfectly orchestrated, waiting for the alignment of conditions that will allow them to step through the veil into your linear experience. When you worry about when your dreams will manifest, you're trying to force quantum possibilities into the narrow constraints of calendar time. But when you release your manifestations into divine timing, you allow them to arrive through the path of least resistance, often in ways more beautiful and perfect than your impatient mind could have orchestrated. Think of divine timing as the universe's exquisite choreography. Every person who needs to meet you, every opportunity that will support your highest good, every synchronicity that will guide your next step, all moving in perfect coordination like dancers in a cosmic ballet. Your job isn't to conduct this orchestra with your anxious timeline. It's to trust the intelligence that's been orchestrating your path long before you were born. As you drift deeper into sleep, your consciousness naturally attunes to quantum time, where your healing doesn't depend on how long you've carried pain, where your abundance doesn't require years of struggle to earn, where your love doesn't need a specific schedule to arrive. In the eternal now of quantum reality, transformation happens in an instant, the instant when your energy aligns with what you're ready to receive. Feel the profound relief of releasing your death grip on when and surrendering into whenever. Your manifestations don't operate on your timeline, they operate on life's timeline, which is always more intelligent, more compassionate, and more perfectly coordinated than your individual planning could ever be. Tonight, practice trusting that divine timing is not delays or obstacles, but the universe's way of ensuring that when your gifts arrive, you're truly ready to receive them. Your sleeping mind becomes a bridge between dimensions tonight, where the lessons you need from your past can arrive as wisdom rather than wounds, where the abundance waiting in your future can begin shifting your present energy field. In quantum time, healing doesn't take time, it transcends time. Growth doesn't require duration, it requires depth of surrender. Release your manifestations now into the cosmic current that carries all things to their perfect destination. Trust that the intelligence that times the blooming of flowers, the migration of birds, and the rhythm of your own heartbeat is also orchestrating the arrival of everything you've been calling toward you. When you stop trying to control the when, you become available to the perfection of whenever. The most beautiful truth is this: in quantum time, everything you need is already on its way to you, traveling through dimensions of possibility at the speed of love, arriving not when you demand it, but when your soul is truly ready to receive it with gratitude rather than desperation. What wants to unfold when you finally trust the timing that's always been perfect, even when it didn't match your plans?